What up? What up? What up? Bankroll Tim bedded up. Here's that Landau that I've been talking about. All the parts have been here for a couple months now. Car was at Illinois Customs. They did all the paint. The interior is looking good, looking real good. Pooh gave me a shout out on his story and on his IG. Appreciate that. But yeah, these are some 26s with a 7-inch lip, Coleon. I'm setting the car up for 28s, so it's getting a full frame notch in the front. It's gonna get some bracing to the back lower control arm mounts. It's gonna get the super drop boxes. It's got a 7.5 rear end in it now. It's gonna have an 8.5, which I got on the floor over here. Gear, posi, which I used the True Track. It's all gears. But yeah, they hooked it up, man. I gotta keep the interior clean. Gotta make sure this door gets shut all the way. No hip tossing it. But the car is a very clean car. I think he said it was an 86, but they put the 87 clip on it. So, I've been telling y'all for a while now that that's what's going on. Landau. So, yeah. Got a rear end sitting over here, just a 7.5. I need it for the housing end, so I'm just gonna strip it down, cut the housing ends off it, throw it away. The front of the Landau over here. Just got the argon today, so I never finished that notch. But I'll be finishing that notch, get the other side done on this, get this whole front suspension together. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna have my son tear out this front suspension. Like I said, I just filled the argon. That was $180. Gonna have him take the front suspension and everything out of this, take the rear stuff off. The wheels have these big nasty locks on there, and there's no key. So I'll take a 12-point socket and I'll beat it over it, or I'll weld like a nut to it, so that way I can, weld the center of the nut in there and use the impact on it or something. That's what's going on there. Landau. The 6s be on it for a while, but then once the 8s come, boom. The box Chevy of mine, like I said, the turbo headers. We just got the T4 flanges. Got all the V-bands. One of the turbos sitting right here, which I showed them before. They're just some 98s. So I had to cut the top of the control arm, but I'm gonna take the motor back out, get the mounts off the frame, because I had moved the motor back and down. Get those mounts off the frame. I'll put some truck mounts on it, bring the motor forward about 1.5 to 2 inches, and with the truck mounts it'll sit higher, so the header will bolt directly on both sides. I will have to do a little work to the steering shaft, which I'll probably cut that setup off there and put a Flaming River joint on it. There's the compressor to jack up the video. But anyways, this is the one been waiting on. Car showed up. Told them it was going right on the lift. This one is less work to do than the Landau over there. So this one is going to be getting done before that one. But that one's still going to be getting plenty of work done to it at the same time. I'm still waiting on paint. I checked in with O'Reilly today. They still don't have my correct paint. But anyways, look what we got out here, y'all. Booyah! 63 4-door Impala. 22-inch spokes. This car was just picked up. Yesterday I put an alignment on it, which the camber you can't really do nothing with unless I lengthen the upper control arms. But we got the toe in and toe out fixed. It was towed out real bad, but clean ass car. 283 with a power glide. They just brought it back from the tent, so got it murdered out. I think they should have put a light tint on the windshield, but that's me. But yeah, she clean though. 63 4-door. I mean, yeah, a lot of people would be like, oh, 2-door, but it looks good. It's a nice cruiser. I sit in the back seat perfect. Then, as you can see, we got the Chevelle over here. I meant to get some video of it yesterday. So the Chevelle came back due to I narrowed it another inch. We wanted the wheels to sit in a little more, but that wasn't what the problem was. The left rear axle ended up only in there in the center like 1/4 of an inch. So I knew that door didn't shut. But anyways, so the axle was only in there like 1/4 of an inch, and after a couple of hole shots with the new motor setup in there, it ripped the splines off, so the car couldn't move no more. So I narrowed it from the axles that were in there 2 inches. Well, the axles that were in there were 29.5 with a C-clip area on there, but it had C-clip eliminators. So I didn't know why there was the C-clip eliminators. Well, that axle being 29.5 inches, the whole reason they did it is because they tried to put that axle in there and it didn't line up because the axle wasn't long enough for the housing. So they went ahead and put the C-clip eliminators so they could put it on there. Well, I went off of that measurement for my measurement, so it ended up being too short for the axle to go into the center. And I didn't grease the axle to see how far it was going in. I figured everything was set up. But, so, anyways, all I had to do is I went, took it all back apart, cut the ends off, cut 1 inch off of it, squared it all back up, welded it back on. Boom, now the wheel's sitting under more, which makes it look lower, which, I mean, as bad as, looks good, looks real good. But it was supposed to be picked up this morning, taken back out to CJ Durbin out there in Iowa, so he could finish doing the motor setup in it. I mean, it runs and drives right now, just not everything's done. It's got an LS motor in it now. It had a big block. When it was here before with me, it had a big block in it. But anyways, we figured out the problem. We fixed it, took care of it. I did it in one day. So, but that's today's catch-up video for the last couple days. 63, 71. The Landau I've been talking about. Boom. So let me get in here and get some work going. And appreciate y'all. And I'm out. Bankroll Tim, bet it up.